Hi everyone! Well, it's July 31st. Finally, we're going to take some honey from our hives. I've got 2 boxes of two honey supers from the hives out back, and I also have a honey super from Tollgate. And it's been 6 months. I've showed you my videos building the hives. I've showed you working out in the fields out back, getting honey, trying to get some yellow clover growing. All the adding extra deeps to the boxes, now adding honey supers. And today's the day we collect the honey. We've gone out back, we've pulled honey frames. But the first thing we had to do is I had to come up with a way to get the honey out of the frames. Well, I went to YouTube. I can't take credit for this. I went to YouTube and I manufactured a homemade honey extractor. It's in this tub right here. I'm going to bring this tub up to you and show you what I made. It's quite simple. It's just a garbage can, and in the garbage can I used a stainless metal, made a frame. As you can see, one of my honeycombs or honey frames are inside already. I've scraped off the caps, and on this side I'm going to put another one. In the very bottom is a bearing, and this thing spins around like this. If I kind of turn on real slow, I think you'll see it going around. See that? But it'll go around a lot faster than that later on. And then at the bottom it'll drain out to the honey, to the drain, which is right there in front. So I'm going to go put this back on the table. It's locked down with these arms right here, so it can't go anyplace. And my electric drill powers the whole system. So let's take this back and put it up on top. You see down in front, there's a bucket. And in the bucket, there are 2 filters. A 600 micron and a 400 micron filter. And those 2 filters are right here. 600 and 400. So I put the 400 on the bottom, which is a smaller one, and the 600 right on top. And what'll happen is when the honey starts coming out of here, it'll go through the larger holes and then down to the smaller holes and filter all the garbage out that I don't really need inside there. And that'll go inside this bucket. But first I have to come over and I have to uncap one of my honey frames. Here's what the honey frames look like when you pull them out of the hive. You might want to move in kind of close and take a look. This is a capped honey frame. And on the back side the same way, it's capped. And notice how the wax is really built up thick, nice and thick on it. Can you see that edge? We're going to cut the cappings off. After I cut the cappings off, I will actually be putting the cappings in this container because I want that wax for later on. We can use this wax to make candles, which I'd love to do. I love to make dip candles. Maybe I can get my grandchildren to help me do that one day. Once we get a little bit of extra candles made up and extra wax made up, that'll be a lot of fun. But in the meantime, I have to cut off the caps. I'm using an electric knife. I had bought a regular capping knife, and I tell you what, this knife works really good. I don't know, I've never used a hot capping knife, but this thing works slick, and I'm about to show you how well it works. I made a little board platform with a nail in it. You set your frame on top, and now the frame can pivot, and it stays in one spot. Now you ready for this? This is really neat. Watch closely. All I'm doing is cutting off the caps. And you can see the honey underneath there. Boy, doesn't that look good? I'll use that wax later on. I'll separate the extra honey from it. There's one side done. Now let's do this side. I may have to use the scratcher a little bit because there's some a little bit recessed in here. That's all right. This knife works really nice. Your best resource is your honey frames, especially when they've got wax on them already. The bees don't have to work to draw that out. It makes, when you put this back in the hive, they're just ready to put more honey inside. Now I'm going to use a scratching pick to break off the caps off these that I didn't quite get to. Doesn't hurt them. I'm trying not to do very much damage. I'm just scraping it up a little bit just to break them loose. And now, you saw in the other picture that I had the machine ready to go. All I had to do was put this frame in. Well, I'm going to mount this frame now. can probably see honey, a little bit of honey dripping off it. Let me put this aside. I have to set it down in the center on one side, raise up the support. Sorry about taking a little bit extra time, but this is what I have to do. This is how it works, each one. It's not bad though, it's pretty an easy process. I put one in there, one in there. Now I gotta tighten it down. While I'm tightening it down, I've done already 1.5 frames already. I'm sorry, 1.5 honey supers already. And I've got probably maybe about 3 gallons of honey. That's pretty good, that's not bad. I still have another full honey super, and I've got some honey in the bottom of this pail, this bucket right here. And also I have these 2 frames that I'm gonna do. So there's quite a bit of honey sitting around yet. As soon as I get this thing spinning, I will open up the valve down there and let you see the honey coming out. I've got a little bit extra in there, so I think I'll probably open it up before I even start spinning this, and then let you see the honey. That box over there with the plastic on it, already has the frames done, and they're ready to go back into storage. I'm covering it up with plastic so we don't get any wax moths inside, because the wax moths love honey frames. They were emptied out, there's just wax there for them, and they're ready to go with that. Okay, both of these frames are in. They're ready to go. They're not balanced. You got to remember that. It's going to jump like a son of a gun. But what I want to do first is I'm going to open this up and let out some of that excess honey that's in here. Let's see if any comes out. Oh yeah, we're getting some. Good. Okay. Here it goes. This is where it really starts to jump. Are you ready? We're spinning around in here. And now the honey's being thrown to the walls because of the speed that it's going around. You notice it's kind of dancing around a little bit. Well, you gotta expect that. I get some of the honey out of it and then put more speed to it. How's it coming out? Am I over top of the pail? Yeah, I am. Okay, good. I want to make sure. Slow down now. And I believe both of those frames are empty. Now we've got honey dripping out. Tilt that forward a little bit, get some extra out of there. How's that look? Can you see it coming out? You see the little chunks of wax coming out? That's what the extra screens are for, the 400 and the 600 micron filters. That'll slowly drain through, and in no time we'll have honey to eat. Doing really nice here. That's it. There's more honey, and I have more work to do, but I wanted you to see it. Let me take out these frames real quick. Let you see what the frames look like. I think if I turn this on, yep, I can unscrew it this way. Okay. Originally, you remember it was full of honey dripping off of those frames? Now take a look at one of these frames now. I'll let you get a close-up of it. You can see the honey is gone. Can you see that? You see inside the cells? They're really light now because all the honey's been drawn out. You might want to zoom up a little bit. Can you see inside they're good? And they're both cleaned off. It looks really nice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over here in my box, my honey supers, and store them in there. That's the process. 2 frames at a time. Keep taking them out. Here's the other two. Here's the other frame. All the honey's gone from it. The bees will repair any damage that's on the comb. That's what they do. They repair damage, and they'll be eager to start this right back up and put more honey in it. So that's the process. There's lots of honey to get yet. My barrel's got a lot more honey inside. See this? Ooh, look at that coming out of there, huh? And I've got a lot more honey over there to extract. I have 10, 11, 12, 13 more frames to extract. It won't be long and I'll be all set. Anyways, finally we're able to extract honey. That's the important thing. We got the honey out. I'm getting wax together for candle making. I've got some more frames to work. I have to pull more honey out of these. You see them here? There's more frames. I have another honey super below this one. Busy day, but a good day. Finally got some honey. You guys have a great day. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.